Chapter 1. Moonlight pooled on the bedroom floor. Outside, the chirr of crickets and other night bugs gave life to the dark. It was not yet July, but already hot as blazes. That may have been why I was awake. In 1961, no one but the rich in New Bremen had air conditioning. During the day, most folks battled the heat by closing their curtains against the sun, and at night, fans drew in the promise of cooler air. In our house, there were only 2 fans, and neither was in the bedroom I shared with my brother. As I tossed about on top of the sheets trying to get comfortable in the heat, the telephone rang. My father often said that nothing good came of phone calls in the middle of the night. He answered them anyway. I figured it was simply another part of his job, another part of all the things my mother hated about what he did. The telephone sat on a small table in the hallway outside my room. I stared at the ceiling and listened to the brittle ring until the hall light came on. Yes? Across the room, Jake shifted in his bed, and I heard the frame squeak. My father said, "Any damage?" Then he said, tired and polite, "I'll be there in a few minutes. Thank you, Cleve." I was out of bed and trotting into the hallway before he hung up. His hair was wild from sleep. His cheeks shadowed blue with stubble. His eyes were weary and sad. He wore a t-shirt and striped boxer shorts. "Go back to sleep, Frank," he told me. "I can't," I said. "It's too hot and I'm already awake." "Who was it?" "A police officer." "Is somebody hurt?" "No." He closed his eyes and put the tips of his fingers against his lids and rubbed. "It's Gus." "He's drunk?" He nodded and yawned. "In jail?" "Go back to bed." "Can I go with you?" "I told you, go back to bed." "Please, I won't be in the way, and I can't sleep now anyway." "Keep your voice down. You'll wake everybody." "Please, Dad." He had enough energy to rise and meet his duty, but not the strength to blunt the assault of a 13-year-old looking for adventure in the middle of an oppressive summer night. He said, "Get dressed." Jake was sitting on the edge of his bed. He already had his shorts on and was pulling up his socks. I said, "Where do you think you're going?" "With you and Dad." He knelt, and in the dark under his bed, dug for his sneakers. "Like hell." "You said hell," he said, still digging. "You're not going, Howdy Doody." He was younger than me by 2 years and 2 heads shorter. Because he had red hair and freckles and freakish ears that stood out like the handles on a sugar bowl, people in New Bremen sometimes called him Howdy Doody. When I was pissed at him, I called him Howdy Doody too. "You're not the boss of me," he said. Jake almost always stuttered in public, but around me he only stuttered when he was mad or scared. "No," I replied, "but I can pound the crap out of you anytime I want." He found his sneakers and began to put them on. Night was the dark of the soul, and being up in an hour when the rest of the world was dead with sleep gave me a sinful thrill. My father often ventured out like this on some lonely mission, but I'd never been allowed to go. This was special, and I didn't want to share it with Jake. I'd already wasted precious time, however, so I left off arguing and got myself dressed. My brother was waiting in the hall when I came out. I intended to argue with him some more, but my father slipped from his bedroom and shut the door behind him. He looked at Jake as if he was about to say something unpleasant. Instead, he sighed and signaled us both to go before him down the stairs. Outside, the crickets were kicking up a frenzy. Fireflies hung in the still black air, flickering on and off like the slow blink of dreamy eyes. As we walked to the garage,